Before we begin, if you ever sat on the floor in front of a television waiting for music to start, if a single song can still take you back to a bedroom, a first love, or someone you've lost, please subscribe. Not because this channel is about music, but because it's about remembering the parts of ourselves we thought were gone. And before this story ends, leave a comment telling us which MTV Unplugged performance still gives you chills. Someone reading your memory may remember it too. And if this story feels like someone quietly reading pages from your own life, please share it with another Gen X friend. Some memories deserve another listener. There was something strange about those nights. No explosions. No dancers. No flashing lights. No giant stadium. Just a few wooden stools. Some candles. Acoustic guitars. And silence. Real silence. The kind of silence that only exists when everyone is afraid to interrupt something beautiful. For a generation raised on loud guitars, cassette tapes, boom boxes, and MTV's non-stop energy, nobody expected the quietest performances to become the loudest memories. But they did. Because MTV Unplugged didn't just change how Gen X listened to music. It changed how we felt it. Looking back now, I don't think we were watching concerts. I think we were watching people become human. And somehow, that gave us permission to become human too. Our generation loved volume. We turned the dial until parents yelled from another room. We wanted distortion. Fast drums. Electric guitars. Music wasn't background noise. It was identity. Every band shirt. Every mixtape. Every bedroom poster. Every scratched cassette. They all announced who we believed we were. Back then, the louder the music, the stronger it made us feel. At least, that's what we thought. Then one evening, the electricity disappeared. Not because the power went out. Because the amplifiers did. Suddenly, the songs were naked. No walls of sound to hide behind. No studio tricks. No effects. Only voices. Only words. Only emotion. And for many of us, it felt strangely uncomfortable. Because without all the noise, we finally heard what the songs had been saying all along. Something happened when famous musicians sat on those stools. They looked smaller. More nervous. More honest. The swagger disappeared. The masks came off. Some smiled awkwardly. Some laughed at mistakes. Some closed their eyes while singing, as if they forgot cameras were even there. That was unusual in an era built on image. MTV had taught us that musicians were larger than life. Unplugged reminded us they were people. Suddenly, the superstar looked like someone sitting in your living room. Someone carrying heartbreak. Someone carrying regret. Someone trying to make sense of life. Exactly like us. Maybe that's why those performances stayed with us. Not because they were perfect. Because they weren't. Imperfections have a strange way of feeling true. Can I ask you something? If these memories are bringing someone back into your mind, or reminding you of a version of yourself you've almost forgotten, please subscribe. This channel is becoming a place where Gen X memories don't disappear. And tell us in the comments, where were you the first time MTV Unplugged stopped you in your tracks? Your story might unlock someone else's memory. And if you're watching with a sibling, an old friend, or someone who lived through those years, share this video with them. Some conversations begin with one song. I don't think we realized it then. But acoustic music removes excuses. You can't hide weak lyrics. You can't hide weak emotion. Every word suddenly matters. Every breath matters. Every pause matters. That's why so many songs felt completely different. Songs we'd heard hundreds of times suddenly sounded like letters. Like apologies. Like conversations nobody else was supposed to hear. Some of us were teenagers. Some were in college. Some had just started jobs. Some had already experienced their first broken heart. And somehow, those stripped-down performances found exactly where we were emotionally. Without asking permission. Years later, many of us don't remember what we ate that week. But we remember exactly how those songs made us feel. That's the difference. Facts disappear. Feelings stay. Today, everything moves quickly. Skip. Swipe. Scroll. 30 seconds. Next song. Next video. Next trend. Back then, we stayed. Nobody worried about attention spans. Nobody rushed to the chorus. Nobody demanded instant excitement. We watched musicians breathe. Tune guitars. Tell stories. Smile at the audience. Even silence had value. Looking back, I don't only miss the music. I miss the patience. The world gave songs time to become memories. Today, sometimes it feels like we're too busy collecting content to collect moments. Maybe that's why so many Gen X adults still return to those performances. Not because they are trying to relive youth, but because they are trying to remember what slowing down felt like. Here's the confession I've never really admitted. I thought I was watching musicians. But I wasn't. I was quietly measuring my own life against theirs. Every love song reminded me of someone. Every sad lyric reminded me of something I'd never said. Every acoustic guitar somehow sounded like honesty. Those performances became mirrors. And maybe that's why they still hurt a little. Not because the music got older. Because we did. When I hear those songs now, I don't hear the singer first. I hear the younger version of myself. Still believing everything would somehow work out. Still believing everyone would stay. Still believing time moved slowly. Maybe that's why MTV Unplugged never really ended for Gen X. The television turned off. The candles disappeared. The stage was packed away. But those songs kept playing somewhere inside us. They remind us of a time when music wasn't competing for attention. It was asking for honesty. And maybe that's what we've been missing all along. Not louder music. Not better technology. Just moments that allowed us to feel everything without rushing to the next thing. If this story brought back someone you haven't thought about in years, or reminded you of the person you used to be, please subscribe. Every week we preserve another piece of the Gen X experience before it quietly fades away. Now tell us in the comments, which MTV Unplugged performance changed you forever, and why? Don't just name the artist. Tell us the memory. Because memories become history only after they're shared. And finally, share this video with another Gen Xer. You may not realize it, but one song, one memory, or one conversation could remind someone that a part of their life they thought was gone is still quietly playing in someone else's heart.